Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer, and it's Tuesday. Time to look at some online video news from last week and talk about what it means for those of us who are video creators. Last week, YouTube announced the ability that you can request translations of your YouTube video caption files right inside their system. And I want to show you, one, how it works, and two, why you might not want to use it. But before that, there's a couple things you need to understand about this whole captioning system on YouTube first. And the first is that, one, it's very important that you do it, especially if you're speaking in English in your videos. Having English caption files on your videos really helps with how your videos perform in search. YouTube generates their own automatic caption files right now, and they're really bad. In fact, your videos might be ranking for things you really don't even want them to rank for that have nothing to do with your video. There's a number of different ways you can create caption files for your videos. The easiest and cheapest way is for you just to type out a transcript of everything you said in the video into like a little text file, and then just upload that straight to the caption section of your video on YouTube. YouTube will take that text file and kind of parse it all out so all the text is timed exactly with the words you're saying in your video as you say them. And in doing so, it creates an official captions file for your video. But if you're like me, you really hate detail-oriented administrative tasks like that, so I gladly pay the 1.25 cents per word to SpeakRite for them to create human transcriptions of my videos. Basically, all I do is just rip the audio out of my video, upload it to SpeakRite, and they have one of their people usually turn it around for me in about like 1 to 2 hours, although they promise it won't be more than 3. Once they email that transcription back to me, I usually proofread it, and usually have to make a couple minor tweaks here or there, and then I just upload the text file to YouTube, and they, like I said before, will time it all out and make it a perfectly good captions files for my video. Using SpeakRite, my transcriptions usually end up costing anywhere from like $8 to $10 per transcript. But what if you want to be a little cheaper and don't mind waiting a little bit longer to get your transcript? Well, there are plenty of people on Fiverr.com who are willing to do just that for you for like $5. Just come over to the writing and translation section, and here are transcripts, and you'll find people here who are willing to do it pretty cheap. Here's 10-minute audio or video in English for $5. So there you go. In order to use YouTube's new translation service, you have to have at least one captions file already on that video, and you can see that just by going to your video manager and looking next to the title. You'll see this little CC right here, and that means you have a captions file. To get to the translation, just click the down arrow, go to captions for the video you want to talk about here, and you'll see this button right here, request translation. Now, I have disabled the automatic captions because they're usually really bad, as you can see here. So I usually disable that right away and have my custom one that I had SpeakRite make for me. I just have that one right here that YouTube's automatically timed out to match my video. To get a translation, just click on request translation here, and it'll ask you what languages you want to do. I'll just check Spanish for this example, click next, and here's why I don't use it. $90 for this video, or $180 through this service. That, for me, is just really expensive. But that's not the end of this tool, though. You can use it in a couple other ways. You go down here to this button, click Manage Translations. Now you can invite other people. Let's say you have a friend who speaks Spanish. Click on Spanish here. Any language you select in the first screen will show up there. And here's YouTube using their own translation to kind of figure out. It's usually pretty bad. But if you go up here to File and Invite People, put the Google address, a Gmail account, or whatever of your friends who speak Spanish, and you can send them an invitation to come in and make this translation for you right here. When they're done, you'll get the opportunity to proofread it and go through it a little bit, and then when you think it's approved and ready to go, then you just click in the upper right corner, you click on the button that says publish to YouTube, and their translation will automatically sync for you right to that video. If you go back to your captions manager, you can see kind of the progress your friends are making through it. It'll show you their status right here and how far they've gotten through. And if you click on YouTube right here, this will actually take you kind of back to your headquarters for the translator toolkit, and you'll see also here how how far along the person has gotten through your video, how many words you have, and they'll all be listed here. You can just kind of modify them here. I'm not going to use this, so I'm actually just going to delete it. Now, let's say you would like to have your videos translated into other languages so that your videos begin to appear in search in other countries and other people who maybe don't speak English or whatever your normal language is natively, but they still really want to have access to the content that you're making. That's why you would do another language. And if you don't have a friend who's willing to do it for you and you don't want to pay $90 for a 1,500 word video, what else can you do? Well, here's what I do. I actually go back into my Captions manager on YouTube for the video, and I will actually click on my active track, which is the custom one I've already made in English, and I will download it right here. I'll save it to my computer. This CBV file extension means it's a Captions file. We actually want to rename it so we can send it to someone who can edit it for us. I'm just going to name it like my video captions file .txt. When I make it a text file, it's going to warn me, do you really want to use this? I'll say yes, make it a caption file. Okay, so if I just preview it here, you can see that it's, my normal transcript already just kind of timed out with the time code showing YouTube where to display this text at what point in the video. And I'm going to go back to Fiverr, and if you go back to this writing and translation, there's a translation section right here. Click on that, and here, here's someone who's going to do Italian, translate into Italian for you for 500 words or less. The way Fiverr works is you would order right now, or sometimes order more than one if you have like a lot of extra words. Like if you had 1,000 words, you would probably order 2 instead. And after your order goes through, then you would upload that text file we just created to them, ask them just to replace the English with Spanish or Italian or whatever language it might be, listen back to you, and you got your transcript there in another language for $5-10, way cheaper than the $90 that YouTube wants to charge. Granted, the quality might not be as high, the service might not be as prompt, but I'm willing to wait a little bit longer to save myself like $80. Once they send that file back to you, then on your YouTube Captions Manager for your video, you would just come and click the upload caption file or transcript, browse to wherever it might be on your computer. I'm just going to use this one for example. It's still in English, but just for example. And you would say this is a caption file because it does include the time codes. Select whichever language it's in. Give it a little track name if you really want to. I usually don't. Then click upload, and then your new translated captions files will be right there available for people in other countries speaking other languages to enjoy your content. Let me tell you about one more tool for captioning your videos that I've used before. It's called amara.org, and basically it lets you do a couple things. One, if you want a system like a tool to help you caption your files quickly, you can do that on here. Two, and this is kind of what the bread and butter is if you want to crowdsource captioning your videos for you, it'll add a link to the description text, at the very bottom of your description text of all your videos on your channel once you connect your channel to their service. And then you can invite your viewers to help you caption your files in English or any other language, really. The captioning process becomes very collaborative, and all your viewers and the people in your community can contribute to your content. If you're just going to use the service yourself to caption your own file, doing that is free, but if you crowdsource it to your audience, then it's really cheap. I forget exactly what it is, but it really wasn't very expensive at all, either for additional languages or for English. And if you happen to need it in Russian and you don't have anyone in your audience who speaks Russian, well, for a fee, they will also have translators on hand who can do that for you as well. I'll link to all these different services in the description text below this video here on YouTube, so go check them out if you want to explore some of this a little bit. I hope this has been helpful. I'd love to hear from you guys. What tips, ideas, tools, whatever do you use for captioning your videos here on YouTube? And I would really love it if any of you guys here who speak other languages other than English are willing to help me caption a lot of these videos. I would really appreciate your help. Comment below and let me know what language you speak, and if you're willing to dedicate some time to helping me out with this, I would really, really appreciate it. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome. We do these videos for you guys every single Tuesday, talking about what's new in the online video world and what it means for those of us who are creators. On Wednesdays, we talk about YouTube tips and give ideas and advice for you guys. And on Thursdays, we do Q&A with you guys who submit questions for me to answer and help you out with. I'm looking forward to doing all that with you guys later this week. So subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys then. Bye.